All right, all right. Peace to Yahoo, peace to Yahoo. Hope everyone's doing wonderful, magnificent, and great today. I know I am, as usual. Life is good. Life is good. Uh, we had a very successful webinar this weekend. If you missed it, it is on sale at jonahbey.com. Hold on, let me see if it's up there. Let me see if it's up there. Yes, it's up there. It's on sale for $250. You can get your copy with the templates. Everyone who attended the flyer for the reduction price of $50, it should have came to your email, and you can buy your copies, right? So I had a consultation today, right? And the brother is going through a foreclosure. Now he's been in his house 11 years. 11 years without paying, right? I'm like, shit, you've been doing good. You've been in there 11 years. You should have the cash to buy that shit cash, man. What did you do with the money? You ain't been paying a mortgage in 11 years. Yo, I spent it. I'm looking at myself like shaking my goddamn head. You had 11 years of not paying in Hawaii. Now, shit is mad expensive in Hawaii, right? Everything is mad expensive. More than New York, more than Los Angeles, and the whole nine, right? So I said, yo, bro, I don't really do foreclosures. I don't do foreclosures because almost no one ever wins. I said, I used to have a business specifically fighting foreclosures, right? And out of 1,000 cases, like 3 wins. I always felt stressed. I always felt responsible for people's houses and all that, even though I wasn't the one not paying, right? And then I got foreclosed on myself, and I knew what I was doing. I did the same thing that I did when I won the 3 cases, right? They're not going to let y'all win easily at all with houses, just straight up. Majority of the time, you're going to lose no matter what. Anyway, I said, yeah, so you doing good. But I'm like, yeah, I'm really not the one to talk to do this. But I said, what I do is I teach you about the actual laws and then show you how to use that law, right? And I said, but when it comes to houses, they lie, cheat, steal, they do it all, right? He's like, yeah, they do. They kicking me out for no reason. I said, it is a reason. You ain't been paying. What are you saying? You ain't been paying in 11 years and you think they kicking you out for no reason? He's like, yeah, the judge said he's not going to give me no house for free. So he was biased and all that. And I said, that's true. And I said, all right, so you need to go into your constitution where it talks about a judge can't be biased, right? And get him removed from the case, right? I said, by the way, also in Georgia's constitution, it talks about all property has to be disputed in superior court. Superior court. Now in Georgia, it's their practice to do non-judicial foreclosures. I'm like, that's unconstitutional. And I said, I've used that many a times, and every time the case gets thrown out because it has to be done in superior court according to the Constitution. Right? I said, you want to look for that in your own Constitution. He's like, yo, that's not going to work. I said, how you know it's not going to work? I just told you it's going to work. It worked for me. I said, why are you on the phone with me and why'd you pay for a consultation if you can't listen to what I'm saying and what to do, and you keep on interrupting me while I'm talking? I'm like, I'm ready to cuss you the fuck out because I don't like when people start talking while I'm already talking. It's very rude and uncouth and it's disrespectful, right? So I'm like, yo, you keep on doing it, I'm gonna hang up on you. We ain't gonna talk no more. I said, yo, your problem is you might have said something about the Constitution. Number one, you didn't quote it verbatim. Number two, anything that you do must be in writing. And when you're writing it, you have to do a proper affidavit and you must know how to do it by the rules, their rules, for it to be recognized, right? And then I said, also, you probably never rebutted their affidavit in the first place, their case. I said, you must rebut their case, their affidavit, point by point. You must write everything out, write what they said. Number one, I deny. Number two, I deny. Number three, you got to go through the whole shit. So you got to rewrite their whole shit. And after they make a point, you say, I deny, defendant denies. That's a proper reply, answer, point for point. Now, and if you didn't do that, it comes up as if you never answered. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth, is what y'all say. I say wins. If you don't rebut the affidavit, that other person's going to win. So I said, you're probably losing because you don't know how to rebut affidavits. You don't know how to do your own affidavit, and you don't know how to present the Constitution in the first place by quoting the Constitution and then explaining how they violated that provision of the Constitution. I said, the truth is, most Americans are illiterate. They don't know the definitions of words and everything else, right? They're doing everything wrong because they've been taught that way, right? So I said, yeah, but he kept on interrupting. I'm like, yo, it's 15 minutes. I just hung up on him. My question is, why would you ask for help if you don't want to listen to the help? I mean, after all, isn't he only dealing with his case? How many cases you think I've dealt with? I just told you when I had the business of helping people with foreclosure, I had 1,000 cases. You don't think I've dealt with other cases since then? That was back in 2009. I had 1,000 cases. Who knows how many I got now? But my point is, if you ain't ready to listen, you ain't ready to start doing things according to law, don't get no consultation with me. It's no purpose. You're just wasting your $75. It's a waste of money for you, and it's a waste of time for me. You know what I mean? I don't like talking to people like that, right? A lot of people really got to adjust their whole way of thinking to get their remedy, right? Now, tonight I just had to share that because I always share. Man, I forgot to hit the live on Instagram. That's messed up. Crazy. Oh well, they missed 10 minutes on the gram. It's all good. Did I do YouTube? Hold on. YouTube is up. Go to meetings up. TikTok's up. Uh, Instagram up. I did not even try to do YouTube. Let me hook up YouTube real quick. I mean Facebook. Facebook real quick. Yeah, a lot of y'all ain't ready for the advice that you need. And even when I give you the advice, a lot of people, what you mean, damn Jonah, why IG do me like that? I forgot to press start the live. I thought I pressed it, but I didn't. So they didn't do anything to me this time. It was me. I'm the problem. Let me start this Facebook. Jonah Bey Show. Now, a lot of y'all also had another consultation. A lot of y'all really don't understand when y'all are being falsely arrested. Y'all really have no comprehension. Every case I deal with, I'm like, yo, I tell them use my writ of discovery that's based on the Constitution, right? And I says, because you were under false arrest. And I tell them to read a treatise on false arrest. They claim they read it, but I really don't believe they comprehend it at all. They don't know what's going on with it. And it just kills me with that, you know? Let me see something. Treatise on false imprisonment. It's a PDF. Y'all aren't comprehending. This is what I'm saying when I say a lot of people can't read. They don't really comprehend what they're reading. They really don't. And then want to say, oh, this don't work, that don't work. Is that really the problem? Or is it really the problem is you can't comprehend it? And no one wants to act like they can't comprehend. So I'm going to read this excerpt real quick for y'all to understand. Where two people are traveling in a car, stopped by police, and the party not driving is put in the police car and told to wait. The officer doing so is guilty of false imprisonment. Even though the person was in the police car for less than a minute, it was an arrest, as the officer had no authority for confining him in the car. Even where the police officer stopped the moving vehicle for a brief detention, it is sufficient to constitute an arrest. So even if the officer stops your car, that's an arrest. Y'all understand that? When they turn on their lights and you pull over, that's an arrest. Where one is told to stay in their car by the officer, though it be for only 10 seconds, it is an arrest. Time and duration is not a factor in making an arrest. False imprisonment is defined as an act which directly or indirectly is a legal cause of confinement of another within the boundaries fixed by the actor for any time, no matter how short the duration, makes the actor liable to the other. So when they arrest you, they're liable. Y'all do understand that if you pull up the Constitution, let me pull up the Constitution. I'm going to show you what all y'all's Constitution says, what they have to do to be able to pull you over, to stop you, to arrest you. Because y'all don't know y'all's rights. And if you don't know your rights, then you damn sure don't know how to defend them. And you don't know how to defend them, you don't have any. 1 second. One second. I had some tea on and it was bubbling over, so I had to go get it. All right, so 1877 Georgia Constitution as ratified without subsequent amendments. Let me go down to the part that y'all need to hear. One second. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property except with due process of law. Due process of law means a court case. How many of y'all on child support been pulled into court and found guilty, and then they take child support from you? They ain't doing that. So you ain't getting due process. Okay, paragraph 16. The right of the people to be secured in their persons, house, papers, effects against unreasonable search and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue except upon probable cause supported by an oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place and places to be searched and the person and things to be seized. So, according to the Constitution, to grab you up to arrest you